Turn off every light in your home tonight, and within seconds, something ancient wakes up inside you. Your breathing changes, your eyes strain against nothing, and some quiet animal part of your mind becomes absolutely certain that you are not alone. You know the room is empty. You walked through it an hour ago, and still, your body refuses to believe you. Almost every human being alive carries this. Across every culture, every continent, every century, people have been afraid of the dark. Children in modern cities with locked doors feel it. Soldiers feel it. Scientists who study fear for a living feel it. It is one of the most universal fears our species has ever produced. And the strangest thing about it is that the dark itself cannot hurt you. Darkness is just the absence of light. It has no teeth. It has no intentions. So why does the absence of something terrify us more than almost anything that's actually there? To understand it, you have to understand what darkness does to your brain. And it does something very specific. There is a small almond-shaped structure buried deep in your head called the amygdala. It is your brain's threat detector, the part that screams before you've consciously decided to be afraid. For a long time, scientists assumed darkness frightened us simply because we couldn't see danger coming. A reasonable guess. But the truth turned out to be far stranger. In 2021, researchers ran an experiment where they exposed people to light and darkness while scanning their brains. And they found that light itself directly suppresses activity in the amygdala. The brighter the room, the calmer your fear center becomes. Take the light away, and that suppression lifts. Your alarm system gets louder, not because of anything in the room, because of the dark itself. It gets stranger. Inside your eyes, there are special cells, separate from the ones you see images with, that exist only to measure how much light is hitting your retina. And those cells wire almost directly into the emotional centers of your brain, which means your brain doesn't just see darkness, it feels it. The absence of light registers as an emotional event before a single thought has formed. So when you flip that switch, you are not imagining the dread. Your nervous system is physically changing state. So that explains the feeling, the pounding heart, the prickling skin. Case closed, you might think. The brain is simply hardwired to panic in the dark. But that's not quite right. Because if darkness alone caused fear, blind people would live in constant terror, and they don't. The dark doesn't actually create the fear. It just opens a door, and what comes through that door is far more interesting and far more revealing about what you really are. Here is what's happening underneath. Your brain is not a camera passively recording the world. It is a prediction machine. Every waking second, it takes in information and builds a model of what's around you, constantly filling gaps, constantly guessing. In daylight, that guessing is invisible, because reality keeps correcting it. You think you see a snake on the trail? You look closer. It's a stick. Your brain updates. The fear dissolves. The light feeds it a steady stream of corrections. Now take the light away. The prediction machine keeps running. It has to. But suddenly, there's no incoming data to correct it. So it does the only thing it can. It fills the darkness with its own guesses. And here is the crucial part. It does not guess neutrally. When the stakes are survival, your brain is built to assume the worst. A creature that mistook a shadow for a predator and ran lost a few seconds. A creature that mistook a predator for a shadow lost everything. So evolution tuned us to false alarms. Across millions of years, the jumpy ancestors lived to pass on their genes. The calm ones, sometimes, did not. That is why the dark feels populated. The shape in the corner, the sense of a presence, the conviction that something is watching you. Your brain is generating threats to fill the void, because for almost all of human history, the void really did contain them. We were not always the most dangerous animal in the room. For most of our existence, we were prey. And the things that hunted us, the big cats, the predators with night vision we could never match, did their hunting in exactly these hours. The dark was when we were blind and they were not. The fear you feel tonight is the echo of every ancestor who survived because that fear made them careful, and it goes deeper still. The reason you feel watched, specifically watched, isn't random. Your brain runs something psychologists call agency detection, a hair-trigger system for sensing other minds. A rustle in the leaves could be wind, or it could be something with eyes and intent. And once again, the cost of guessing wrong is wildly unequal. Assume it's a mind when it's only the wind. You waste a little fear. Assume it's the wind when it's actually a mind. You die. So your brain is biased to detect watchers, to feel presence where there is none. In the dark, with no faces to confirm or deny, that system runs wild. It conjures the watcher. That's the feeling on the back of your neck. Not a ghost. An ancient instinct doing exactly what it was designed to do. This is also why children feel it so intensely. Roughly 1 in 10 experiences a fear of the dark strong enough to disrupt their sleep. We tend to treat that as something to outgrow, a weakness. But it's the opposite. A child's prediction machine is newer, its model of the world thinner, with more gaps for the imagination to flood. The monster under the bed is not a malfunction. It is a young brain running humanity's oldest survival software at full volume, before experience has taught it which alarms to silence. So here is the turn. The thing that changes how you might feel the next time you stand in a dark room and feel your skin go cold. That fear is not a flaw in you. It is one of the most successful pieces of engineering in the entire human story. Every person who has ever lived long enough to have children was, at some point, kept alive by exactly this instinct. The racing heart, the imagined watcher, the refusal to walk into the black room without checking, that is not weakness leaking through. That is the accumulated caution of 10,000 generations still standing guard inside you, still trying to bring you home safe. You are afraid of the dark because the ones who weren't didn't make it. And there's something almost beautiful in that. The fear that feels so isolating, so private in the small hours of the night, is in fact the most shared experience our species has. Every human who has ever lived has stood where you stand, breath held, listening to nothing, feeling watched by an empty room. You are not broken, and you are not alone in it. You are connected, through that very fear, to everyone who ever survived long enough to pass life forward to you. So the next time the lights go out and the old dread rises, you don't have to fight it. You can simply recognize it for what it is. An ancestor's voice, faint but faithful, whispering the same thing it has whispered for 1,000,000 years. Pay attention. Stay alive. You made it this far. And in the morning, you always do.